Well, hello there, history nerds. Shannon Butler, local historian for the Poughkeepsie Public Library is here. Today, we're going to share with you another really cool piece from within our collections. You know, Poughkeepsie has always been a rather industrious place. As a result of some brilliant minds, we've got some really neat products and some big names within this city's history. The city has history in industries including whaling, the making of ball bearings for science and automotive, Smith cough drops, and of course IBM. I can go on. You get the idea though. In our collection here at Adrian's, we have a neat little leather booklet that pays both homage and humor to some of the local businessmen of the area. This particular booklet is from the turn of the century right here in Poughkeepsie, and on the cover it reads, "Just for fun." Probably to let the men represented within it know that they shouldn't take it too seriously. On the inside are several pages that are left partially blank, with the exception of little cartoons on the right side of each page. These cartoons depict actual businessmen from the area. Each image shows an exact likeness of the gentleman, drawn onto bodies that are sometimes serious, sometimes comical. In the backgrounds are hints to what the man does, what his interests are, his hobbies, what titles he's held. It gives us little hints into the lives of each gentleman. And it makes me wonder how each guy felt about the way he was depicted. But I thought we might take a closer look at just a few of the guys that are in here. And it helps to learn a little bit more about each personality that was once a part of Poughkeepsie. This is Frank H. Carpenter. And as you can see from the cartoon, he's not a carpenter. No, Frank decided to enter the world of women's fashion. He was a milliner. That, by the way, is someone who designs hats, which was actually a very big business back in the day. Frank was born in 1864 here in Poughkeepsie, and he worked for Lucky Platt & Co. for a time, and then opened up his own hat shop on Main Street, as you can see from this advert in the Poughkeepsie Daily Eagle. When he died in 1935, Frank was worth about $17,000 at the time. In today's wealth, that equals to about $320,000. Not bad, Frank. Here we have William A. Adrians. He was also born in 1864. And based on this cartoon, he seems like the kind of guy you could really cause some trouble with. And what's with the childlike chauffeur? Seriously, is anybody else disturbed by the chauffeur? No? William served as the director of the Merchants National Bank right here in Poughkeepsie. In 1902, he amazed the city of Poughkeepsie when he pulled up in this bad boy. This is the National Electric Model 50 electric car. This bad boy could get you 100 miles on a single battery charge. It cost $1,000, which is about $30,000 today. Eat your heart out, Tesla. If you couldn't find William riding his car around town, you could certainly find him on the golf course, where he won a couple of championships. Now, you'd have no way of knowing it from this cartoon, but William's family was actually in the farm equipment business, focusing mostly on mowers and reapers. Here we have Thomas W. Barrett, and you would think from this cartoon that banking is all he ever did. That can't be right. Let's check the newspapers. Let's see. Okay, trust, banking. Treasurer Thomas W. Barrett said that it was not the aim of the bank to have... please send your checks to Thomas W. Okay, so maybe he was just a banker. However, the people of this city regularly turned to him for sound financial advice. He helped out with projects such as building hospitals and saving the historic Glebe House from demolition. He was also a fabulous father. His son, Thomas Jr., went on to become a very famous artist. Their home is now the Barrett Art Center on Knoxon Street. This dude with the killer mustache is Mr. Valentine Frick. And the cartoon would suggest that he is beloved by both man and beast. And honestly, who doesn't love a man who can sing and brew beer? His brewery began here in Poughkeepsie in 1875. A couple years later, in 1878, he got his sons involved, so it became F. Frank and Sons Brewery. Both he and his sons were involved as firemen as well, and they donated quite a lot of money to the Young American Fire Hose Company right here in Poughkeepsie. Hence the firefighter in the drawing. When Valentine died in 1894, he was worth $70,000, which is about $2 million today. Luckily, both Valentine and his son would not live to see the demise of their company, which faded out in 1920. What could have possibly caused a brewery to close up in 1920? They did try making near beer for like a hot second, but that never works, really. By 1923, his descendants had turned the company into an automobile industry. Percival Lloyd. He was born here in Poughkeepsie in 1872 and graduated from the Riverview Military Academy. He also studied architecture under Arnott Cannon Jr. You might remember him from our last video. During his brief but successful career, Percival created some of Poughkeepsie's most beautiful buildings. He designed the furniture store addition to Lucky Platt & Co. That's right alongside of Academy Street there. He also designed the Lady Washington Hose Company building, several residences along Hooker Avenue, including this lovely house right here. This was the home of Willett Hoytstrat, designed in 1899. And it's still standing, looking beautiful as ever today. Perhaps one of his most breathtaking creations is the First Presbyterian Church on Hamilton Street, still standing tall today. Sadly, he died from tuberculosis in 1915. He was only in his 40s. Clarence Sag was a car dealer right here in Poughkeepsie. His father had owned a company that originally manufactured carriages, but at the turn of the century, they moved on to automobiles. For a short time, they were sellers of the Italian car Fiat when it opened up a factory here in Poughkeepsie in the early 1900s. They also dealt in the sale of luxury Packards. Though I have to say, this drawing is a little concerning. Is this dude seriously running over somebody? Well, that's gonna require a little bit of research. Until next time, history nerds, stay well. As always, this has been brought to you by the good folks of the Poughkeepsie Public Library. Thanks for watching.